Hi, I'm Jeremy Snider, and this is Realtors with Roots, a special series of videos where I interview successful realtors from other parts of the country that have a special connection or roots back to Kansas City. In this video, I have a great conversation with Gary and Sherri Neal, an amazing husband-wife real estate team with Keller Williams in Dallas, Texas.
Well, we are here again with Realtors with Roots. I'm real excited to talk with Gary and Sherri Neal. They are out of North Texas. I guess North Texas, what is that? The Dallas, Fort Worth, and the suburbs around there. Tell me a little bit about the area that you guys serve first.
Well, first of all, thanks for having us, Jeremy. We're excited for this opportunity. I know we'll talk about our ties to Kansas City, but we love Kansas City still. We serve the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Primarily, our business focuses more on the Fort Worth side. It's a huge metroplex, and we try to focus where our knowledge is. And so all of Fort Worth and surrounding areas primarily.
Wonderful. Now, tell me real quick what, or real long, your connection to Kansas City.
Well, we were both born and raised in the Kansas City area. I was born and raised in Independence, Missouri, and Sherri was in Blue Springs.
Okay.
We are absolutely diehard Chiefs and Royals fans. In fact, I'm wearing my Chiefs red today for you.
Nice.
And that's kind of hard to do down here in Dallas Cowboys country, but we fly our flags.
Good.
We were both born and raised there. We went to college at Southwest Baptist University down in Bolivar, Missouri, and our parents, and we have extended family that still live in the Kansas City area. In fact, we were up there a couple of weeks ago, had some Jack Stack barbecue.
Excellent.
And
excellent.
Our roots run deep in Kansas City.
Well, wonderful, wonderful. And then Sherri, were you also born and raised in Kansas City?
I was. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Missouri. Yep. My mom still lives in the same house I grew up in.
Wow. And then how did you two meet?
At Southwest Baptist University. We found out later we went to the same pediatrician in Independence, but never met each other there, but met each other at college.
Wonderful. And so I know you've traveled and you've moved around a lot. How did you end up in the Dallas area?
Well, pharmaceuticals ended up being our main career. Nothing we'd ever dreamt of, with degrees in finance and masters in business. But we ended up here because of a move for Gary's position with Daiichi Sankyo Pharmaceuticals.
Okay, excellent. So you've been in real estate, I know, a number of years down there. Why are people moving to North Texas? Why are people coming from around the country down to that area?
I think it's mainly economic. There's a lot of corporations that are moving their headquarters to North Texas. Another reason is, I mean, this is a pretty conservative, family-oriented area of the country, and I think people in some states and areas maybe a little frustrated with some of the things that are going on there, just looking to come someplace that maybe is a little more family oriented. Unemployment is virtually non-existent here.
Sure.
And housing prices are I used to say stable, but they continue to grow. But it's just a great place to live.
Okay. I hear you mentioned. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's good for business too. I think that brings a lot of people down here. We have a lot of businesses that move here for no state income tax, and the state of Texas is really very friendly to businesses.
Right.
Fantastic. Who are some of the big industries or companies that are headquartered or have a major presence in Dallas?
Yeah, so I mean, we've had some major corporations move into the area even recently. Toyota North America just moved their headquarters to North Dallas. Charles Schwab has built a 1.1 million square foot facility, world headquarters
in our backyard,
10 minutes from our house, that is supposed to house 6,500 people.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah, Keurig Dr. Pepper, Frito-Lay.
All just in our area.
Fantastic. Now, I also heard you mention the word family a number of times, and that, Janie and I focus a lot on families moving into Kansas City or moving out. What are some of your favorite things for families to do in your area?
Well, we have Six Flags Over Texas, which is always a huge draw, as well as the water park that's associated with that.
Now, real quick, I'm going to take a pause. How does that compare to Worlds of Fun and Oceans of Fun?
Kind of tops Worlds of Fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, we haven't been there in a long time, but that was one of my favorite places to go. But I think it's bigger.
I think it's bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's in Arlington.
Just like everything else here.
Texas.
Yeah,
okay, so what else? What else are some fun family things?
And we have, of course, the Texas Rangers and the Mavericks, our basketball team, as well as the Cowboys, which don't draw our attention, but a lot of people like to do that. There's several state parks that are within short driving distances, and several lakes that people like to go and play on and hike around.
We have a multitude of parks in the area, bike trails, hiking trails. Lots of fishing, camping, hunting in the area.
And museums too. We've got several museums. John F. Kennedy's, where he was shot in Dallas, there's a big museum there. And Ross Perot opened a big museum, science museum. So there's a lot to do here.
Wonderful. Now, I heard you talk about some of the things that are a little further. What are some fun day trips from Dallas that from families take? Well,
anytime that we have visitors that come down, we have to go down to the Fort Worth Stockyards. Which is it's a lot of fun. You can dress up like a cowboy and be a cowboy down there. You can see a cattle drive coming down the main street.
Sort of a cattle drive.
I'm pretty sure the Longhorns know where to go without the Cowboys drive, but it's still a lot of fun. In Glen Rose, which is about an hour and a half away, it's a dinosaur national park where you can walk some trails and see some actual footprints that dinosaurs left millions of years ago.
And then Chip and Joanna in Waco, you got to take them back.
Yeah, definitely true. So, well, obviously there's a ton of stuff down there in and around Dallas. Let's talk a little bit about real estate. Obviously, the market around the entire country is very complex, but I don't want to dig too deep into that. That I live and work in Overland Park. What city or cities in the suburbs of Dallas would you compare to Overland Park or compare to Johnson County?
I would think Southlake, Texas, or Keller, Texas. We're north of Fort Worth. Arlington sort of sits in the middle of Dallas and Fort Worth. And so you're either north or south of Dallas or north or south of Fort Worth. And we're more on the Fort Worth side. But I would say Keller or Southlake area would probably best compare to Overland Park. Okay.
And so if someone were to move down that area and they wanted to buy a $500,000 home, that's kind of a standard I always use on comparing. What would you get down there for $500,000?
Well, I looked just this morning because it's always changing, but around 2,500 square feet, and that might get you 4 bedrooms, more than likely 3 bedroom, 2 bath, and no pool.
And no pool?
No pool, not for 500,000.
Okay.
And that would be the list price. Now, what you would have to pay,
Yeah.
that might be something different, but that would be the list price.
Yeah, that would be the starting price. Are there a lot of pools down in the area?
Sorry?
Are there a lot of pools down in the area? It's interesting you mentioned no pool. Okay. So I've never heard, that being referenced in, and you don't get a pool. So exciting.
Not usually for that price.
Right.
Well, wonderful. Well, how can people, if they are transferring down to Texas, how can they get a hold of you? What's the best way for them to reach you?
Well, our team is called the On the Move team. And so we have, of course, an email address, On the Move with Sherri or On the Move with Gary @gmail.com. And also, I'm happy to give my cell phone number, 817-583-3970. And we also have a YouTube channel that has some of our photography on it from some of our listings. Our son is a
Okay.
drone pilot. So those
I
are
saw
kind of fun
that.
to
I
go.
saw that. Okay. And then what's your YouTube channel?
onthemovephotography.org.
Okay. Excellent. Well, we will look into that. Is there any last minute things you want to say to the people watching this about the Texas area, about North Texas?
If you're considering a move, this is our favorite place to live, even over and above Blue Springs and Independence. The people here are very friendly. The workplaces are very competitive, and we love living here. In fact, our slogan is we live here, we work here, and we love it here. So we would welcome anyone to give it a chance if they're in their future to move to Texas.
Right. And you
Wonderful.
can still remain a Chiefs and Royals
Yes.
fan.
And a Jayhawks fan.
It's very easy to be a Chiefs fan right now because they're
Well,
doing so well.
but we've been Chiefs fans all our lives. There were some years not so easy, but lately, yes.
No, yeah, that is true. Well, hey, next time you guys come into town, let me know. I'd love to take you out to Q39, maybe buy you some Boulevard beer, and we'll have a good time.
We would love to go.
Gary,
Love to go.
excellent. Gary and Sherri, thank you very much. Anything you need, you let us know.
Thank
Same
you, Jeremy.
for you, Jeremy. Thank you.
Bye-bye. You stayed all the way to the end. Watch these videos right here to learn more about things going on in Overland Park and Kansas City.